and welcome back to the Quarry Gardener on another very windy day here in Northumberland. It's been difficult to get gardening time over the last 2 weeks. It's been very wet, very windy, storm after storm, but there's a small window of opportunity today. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to relocate and rescue some rhododendrons. Rhododendrons that were all around the base of this tree that we took out following Storm Arwen. They've been uprooted. I had no choice but to actually move them now. I would have preferred to leave them till March. I'm surprised they've actually survived because the roots have been on the surface and I've just left them. They've been like that for 2 months now, but never mind. I've taken them down there. There's 3 of them I've dug out so far. There's several more to follow. But let's get out of this wind, get down into the base of the quarry, and I'll show you where I'm going to put them. Okay, just before I show you where I'm going to plant the rhododendrons, I just thought I'd give you a glimpse of what I've been doing over the last week or so. I've been transplanting snowdrops here around the hydrangeas. Eventually, I'd like the whole bankside covered in snowdrops. That's the long-term plan. But for now, I'm just transplanting them as and when I come across them. So down here, on this big open bankside, the long-term plan is to plant this up with more hydrangeas and rhododendrons, this whole bankside. On the top of that, that'll be projects for later years, but for now, that's the long-term plan. And I'll show you where I'm going to start to plant the rhododendrons that I've got now. So this area here, I'm going to start off. Might seem a bit odd starting at one end and the other, but the rhododendrons that I'm putting in today need a little bit more light. They can tolerate more sunlight, so I'm going to put them here. I'm going to trim off some of these branches on these sycamore trees, so it's kind of like half shade, half not, so they should appreciate that. I've already dug out the holes. You can see a rather large stone that I've taken out, several more on the bankside here. It takes more energy digging the stones out than putting the plants in, but never mind. But to show you the rhododendrons and to tell you what types of rhododendrons, before I put them in, I've got them here. So the one on the far left there is called, let me just remind myself, it's called Molten Gold. It's a hardy hybrid. It's variegated foliage, mauve to purpley flowers in May, kind of gets about 4 to 5 foot in 10 years, hardy to -15, and it pretty rarely reverts to green. It keeps the variegation. I like these variegated rhododendrons. I've got quite a few different types. For dark areas, they stand out more in dark areas. So when the flowers are over, you've got that nice leaf contrast. This next one here is called Silver Edge. Purple mauve flowers again. This one's actually recommended for hedging and screening. It does tolerate a lot more sun. It's very easy to grow, very vigorous. Flowers May to June. Hardy to -20, 15 to 20. And it grows easily from 5 foot. I would say 10 foot. They actually recommend 5 to, I think it's about 6 or 7 foot, but I've got one in my top garden that's easily 10 foot. Right conditions and it'll grow, it'll romp away. This one's a little bit leggy, so I'm hoping it'll fill out once it's planted. And this one on the far right, what's left of it, it was pretty badly damaged by the tree. Not quite sure what this one is. I can't remember this one at all. I think it's got a red flower. Whether I put this one in here or not, I'm not too sure yet, but not to worry. What I'll do now is I'll actually plant them in place and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, I've dug the hole, the planting hole. Hopefully it's not too deep. If it is, I'll have to fill it in a bit because obviously the plant needs to be the same level as what it was in the top garden there where I've dug it out from. when I plant on a bankside like this, you want to capture as much moisture as you can. So I've created quite a bowl, sort of a bowl effect, so the water will come down, but it won't run off. So it'll retain moisture in that planting hole. So what I'll do now is I'll put some ericaceous compost in. I've got acidic soil here. Obviously, being in a woodland, you do tend to get more acidic soil here. I grow lots of rhododendrons, and I've tested the soil in the past. So it should be okay here. And what I'll do is I'll just walk over and get the rhododendron and put it in place. Okay, that's that planted now. If you can get your hands on some leaf mould, rhododendrons really like that. I've mixed some leaf mould here with some ericaceous compost, and I've been putting that in the planting hole. I know it's not everybody can get their hands on it, but if you can, it's great to have. I don't know what I said earlier, but try not to plant in the wind. It's a nightmare. Anyhow, that's that planted now. Just need to put the other one in. I've placed it in the planting hole already. So I'll just fill it up with soil and I'll show you the end result. Okay, I managed to get the second rhododendron in. The wind really increased in the last half hour, so I'm going to have to call it a day, come back another time to plant the third one and any more that I've got to put in. But before I get blown away completely, I'd just like to say, I want to get some shelter here. I'd just like to say thank you very much to everybody who's subscribing and watching. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.